Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm going to do another channeling where I connect with a spirit who's passed over to another realm. And the person I'm going to channel today I've already been connecting with, and he's already making me laugh a lot. You can probably tell from my energy already. But this person is the great Robin Williams, very famous comedian and actor that I'm sure a lot of you know and love for the amazing work he brought to this world. And obviously the sad part of his life story is the way that he died. So he took his own life, and he was going through some physical issues at the time, and he didn't really know what was going on. He was telling me he was very confused. Now it's believed that, and he was diagnosed as having Parkinson's, but actually from the autopsy it was discovered he was suffering from Lewy body dementia, which is a devastating and debilitating brain disease that shares characteristics with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. So that could have been where the misdiagnosis came. And this disease heavily impacts sleep, behaviour, movement, cognition, and control of one's own body. So it really took its toll on Robin, and he just said he couldn't take it anymore. So that time, obviously is very sad. It was sad for a lot of people to hear that. And we may, he may talk about this later on in this channeling as well, but he really wants to bring humour into this channeling. That's what the main aim of this reading is. As I said, he's already been connecting with me and lifting my spirits a lot. And he was insistent that I do this channeling today. Not quite sure why, but it could be, for the reasons I just said, to raise the vibration of the collective. That's why I'm here as a light worker. But humour, I do believe, is very important in life. I have a good sense of humour myself. I love laughing, watching comedy films and things that lift me up. I loved Robin Williams films. It's interesting, I recently watched a film and then up popped Robin Williams in that film. It was amazing. I didn't realise he was in it. I think it was called The Face of Love, if I remember rightly. And his part was quite serious in that film. So anyway, another thing you may notice, we've got an owl here today. My little owl that I have on my table, and he was insistent that the owl makes its presence known in this channeling. He said we're going to have a hoot. So you can tell, he's like, his energy is here. I could tell, he's been making me smile, that's for sure. Obviously the owl is all about wisdom as well. And, you know, I feel honoured when I can connect with spirits, my own spirit guides, but, you know, other people that come through, because they have so much wisdom and knowledge. They can see everything that's going on in the world and what's to come, you know, basically. And help us, you know, and guide us forwards on our journeys. By the way, you might be wondering how I came to do this channeling. So I'm just going to share that with you. It was about, I don't know, a few days ago, a week ago or so. This picture popped up on my feed on social media. And it's Robin Williams when he met a gorilla called Coco. Now, I didn't know about this story at all. I've since read about it. And since, because of my gifts, since I saw the picture, I've been feeling Robin's energy come through at times, and today it's been quite strong. So I think that's why today was why he was saying, you know, it's time to do this channeling. So I've read a bit now about this meeting that took place. So Coco was able to communicate through sign language, first of all. And apparently at the time of their meeting, Coco hadn't cracked a smile in more than 6 months, ever since her lifelong gorilla companion Michael passed away. And you can see in this picture, she's laughing. You know, it's beautiful. You can see the connection here between them both. Hope you can see this. You know, it's just on my phone, so it might not be very clear, but you can always go away and, you know, look this up. But that just showed to me the connection that Robin had excuse me, Robin had with nature, people, animals, you know. Within minutes they were like really close friends. And that's what I'm feeling, I've got to say. I've got shivers here right now, but that's what I've been feeling this morning in particular, as I've been feeling Robin's energy. It's like he feels like one of my spirit team, one of my spirit guides. I mean, maybe he will be now. Maybe he'll join the team. Because my spirit team do have a sense of humour. You've probably seen them in readings at times. But, you know, he's a beautiful soul, Robin Williams. Beautiful soul, has a lot of empathy, and is very able to embrace all different types of people, you know, differences. You know, and that's how we want to remember him, I think, for, you know, for his humour. And that's actually what he's saying. He hopes we remember him for his humour, and he's saying what he brought to the world. He wants the positive things to be remembered, the humour, the uplifting, rather than his personal life, which was, you know, was difficult. He had some addictions that he recovered from earlier in his life. And he's saying that he had a lot of inner demons, mental health issues, and that was what made him turn to drink and drugs, I believe it was. Wow, yeah. Right now I'm actually channeling that energy, and I'm getting a blocked throat chakra here. And fear, yeah. So he's saying that he always wanted to be heard. He was quite shy when he was younger, and he didn't feel heard. So humour was his way of getting out there, getting his message across, being seen and heard. And that's often what comedians do, you know. I'm getting this pain coming through. Yeah, he's telling me there was some pain there. Linked to when he was quite young. He didn't feel seen, he's saying. He didn't feel seen. And obviously as a comedian, that's the thing. You know, people laugh with you, you know, along with you. But you're like the clown, you know. He's doing this image like a clown right now. In front of me, where, you know, like a visual performer gets all of the attention they want. But then he's saying sometimes it isn't what you want. That's interesting. What do you mean there, Robin? He's saying sometimes you're perceived in a way, then you're sort of categorised, you're perceived in one way only. And obviously he had so much to bring to the world. It's really hard to explain what I'm getting here. He wanted to be seen, but he's saying he wanted to be seen in a deeper way as well. Like the real him. But then he's saying the real him at the time, you know, at a certain time of his life was quite dark. So he would suppress that. Okay, yeah, he would suppress that. Okay, I keep getting a blocked throat here. So he's telling me that he's still healing from the way that he passed. So you may or may not know, he took his life, and it was asphyxiation. He was found, you know, in a room, I think his bedroom, I believe. And it's interesting, I'm feeling that in my throat. So yeah, he's telling me he's still healing in that area. I can actually feel that. but he's doing okay. He wants people to know that. Okay, I just took a moment there to ground myself because it got a bit heavy. So Robin wants us to come back to the here and now. Again, I agree. Thank you, Robin. And he wants it to now liven up. Okay, so whatever comes through, I'm gonna, as I've been doing, I'm gonna share. He was very drawn to my spirit animal deck that I have because, as we know, he loves animals. So let's see if any animal comes out, and then, if there's messages you want to share with us, Robin. Okay, that one. Okay. Yeah, I saw the cow poking out before, and here it is again. Cow. It says the miracles are endless. Okay, what do you want to say though, Robin, in your own words? He's saying beauty's all around us. And he notices, in the spiritual realm, he notices that a lot of people don't see it anymore. Even just like flowers around them, or feathers. Which, for me, just to bring myself in here, when I see a feather, I smile. Because I think that's a sign, and that's what he's saying here. He's saying that we are all lucky to have beauty around us. He's such a beautiful, I just want to say here for you, Robin, while you're here, he's such a beautiful soul, gentle, empathic, loving. This morning, I was all kind of huddled up in my dressing gown and just having my tea, a cup of tea. And then I went and got dressed, and I just sort of put my hair up in a clip, and I was sat on my sofa just preparing for this reading, and he just said, "You're beautiful." And it was so wonderful to hear that. And, as I said, it's been making me laugh, but, that made me feel uplifted as well. And he's saying when we see the beauty within ourselves and around us, that's when abundance flows into our life. So he's saying for himself, back to what he was saying before, he's saying he doesn't want to linger too much there, but he was unable to see properly his own beauty. And, he's thanking me for what I said, because he said he was never able to see it. He is now, and he's able to see it in others, like, what he said to me. But he was hiding parts of himself, he's saying. Yeah, he's saying parts of himself, different parts, with the addictions that he had. And then the humour was, as he said before, another way of sharing himself, but in a different way. He's saying he was wearing a mask, in a way. It wasn't the real him. See, sunflowers are a symbol of abundance and happiness. And he's just saying that the world has changed so much. There's not enough laughter. Wow, yeah. I agree. He's saying it's... People don't have enough time to just stop and smell the flowers. That's one thing. Appreciate what they have. And just laugh, when things go wrong. He's saying laugh when things go wrong. That's what he wants to get across here. So he's saying if something goes wrong and you respond with anger, blaspheme, whatever it is you do, to stop and turn it around, thank the universe for what you have. Yeah, it's interesting. Because by blaspheming, by being angry, you're putting out negative energy. Also to people around you, he's saying. Yeah, something that I've learned, I've got to say this, when things go wrong for me, now I often laugh. Just, because you just think life's too short, to be angry. It's not a good vibration to be in. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got some quite powerful animals. The lion, symbol of strength. So he's roaring here. He's saying roar. Okay, I don't think I can myself. But yeah, be free and roar. Be heard. Be heard. Yeah. And it's going back to what he was saying about he wanted to be that lion and be seen. And he was seen, obviously. and he had a profound effect on many. But it came from an energy of, of the opposite of that. He's saying, it says on here, be generous, and he's highlighting generous. He's saying we need to be more generous with our time in this world. I agree with you, Robin. He's saying there's a lot of loneliness out there in society. It's sort of back to what he was saying here. He's saying about not appreciating what's around us, and that includes people, giving our time to others, seeing others, seeing within the soul of another. He's saying that so many people just say, how are you? And the person responds, I'm fine. And that's it. That's the exchange that happens. And he's saying, what about asking someone, okay, how really are you? Because we can all read people. We all have that gift. And so, you see someone's down, give them your time. Be strong for that person. Be strong for yourself. Reach out, he's saying. Yeah. He's saying, don't make the mistake he made. Because he's acknowledging, again, that many in this world do what he did. They suppress emotions and feelings with drink or drugs, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is, he's saying. But it's something that just papers over the cracks. Yeah, he's highlighting here like the world. Green for the heart chakra. We need more love in the world. To raise our vibration. Okay, it's just bringing me back to the cow. I remember now because he's kept saying "mama," and I love the energy of Robin. And this morning he kept saying "mama jamma." Mama Jamma, Mama Jamma. I hope some of you are smiling, at least, from this. The cow, he's just saying it's the symbol of the mother. Okay, I didn't know that. That's what he's saying. So like being your own mother, he's saying, and nurturing others. Nurturing yourself, being abundant. I'm just smiling here. I think this is so wonderful. So we've got the butterfly. Now that's interesting because obviously butterflies are a symbol of transformation, but I've got shivers here. Wow. because, as a lot of you may know, butterflies don't live very long. Generally 3 to 6 months, depends on the type of butterfly. And they say it can be an ancestor coming back to visit you, so we are blessed when we see a butterfly. And obviously this is the symbol of death and rebirth as well. Okay, he's just being very funny at the moment. He's saying, oh. Okay, give me a moment. So he's highlighting nature. Changes that are happening in the world, in nature in particular. He's saying, okay, he's also saying that many of the collective are raising their consciousness. He's highlighting the crown there. Crown chakra. So connecting more with the divine. He's saying light workers. He's showing me the light here. Shine your light, he's saying. Yeah. Okay. So, light workers watching. That's a message for a lot of you. He's saying about music as well. He wanted me to play, you might hear it, I've got some music in the background here. He wanted music on for this channeling, which is just like, it's like peaceful chakra music. And that's interesting, this butterfly's got the different colours there. Yeah, so that was a message he's now showing me, that many are aligning with who they are, their true soul and purpose, and ascending. And so, the message he's saying there is music. Listen to music, peaceful music, and music to uplift you. Don't listen to dark stuff that drops your vibration. Yeah, I agree there. Because you absorb, saying you absorb music. So true. You may not realise this, but in your aura, you absorb it. It's an energy. Wow, actually, I'd never thought about that before. Thank you, Robin. That's really interesting, yeah. I mean, I know you absorb the feeling, but I didn't know that about the aura. Okay. Yeah, okay, and he's saying this is like protecting you, protecting your aura. Protect yourself. Be mindful of what you absorb. And that is, as he said, music, messages, things you read online, the news, all things like that, that may be blocking some of you from ascending. That's what he's seeing. He makes me laugh so much, everyone. I wish you could hear this, you know. He's saying, doom and gloom, boogie woogie woogie. It's no good. Yeah. Yeah, because he's saying, like, excuse me. See, my throat is blocking there again. Which I feel I'm channeling here. But he's actually saying there that that's linking to what he was saying about it blocking some of your chakras. So, like, if you listen to music that's got negative words in it, for example, or, you know, just dark messages, you absorb those words internally. So your internal dialogue, he's saying, becomes that doom and gloom, boogie woogie woogie. Okay, that's what he's saying here. Yeah, like, you know, I lost my love. It's interesting, he's saying tears of ink. Tears of ink. Okay. Yeah, okay, so yeah, what he's saying there is you then, you know, you may then purge, but it's very dark stuff. So purging is good, you know, but with it being ink, he's saying also to write and just release it. He's saying, okay, it's interesting. Yeah, he's saying that we need to just express ourselves freely. Whatever comes out, just say it, write it, whatever it is. Don't edit. Don't edit. He keeps saying don't edit. Okay, he's saying there's too much scripting. Fake stuff out there. Fake. Yeah, he's saying that we don't have enough of that anymore, that fluidity. He's saying fluidity. Freedom of thought. Freedom of expression, yeah. There's a lot of editing. Yeah, wow. And he's saying, there's two things around that. He's saying it's not only us editing our own stuff, you know, being like perfectionists because of the society we're in, but also the censoring that happens. And it even goes as far as things being deleted, yeah, people being deleted, he's saying. But he's saying that's going to shift the more and more we rise up, raise our consciousness and our vibration. Okay, I love that we got koala. Because koalas, I don't know, they're cute, aren't they? You know, it's kind of reminding me of Robin here. Fun, grounded, you know. Yeah, he's saying with the koala, he wants people to have hope that changes will happen. Wow, see the leaves, he's saying this is like the new earth that's being born. He's saying, shout out to Australia. Okay. Okay, yeah, he wants me to just not go into too much detail, but Australia, he's saying you are protected. There's a plan. It says his spirit has a plan, and he's highlighting that. Trust your intuition. He's saying freedom. Freedom. And he's saying we must wait for the perfect time. Okay. So that's what Spirit's saying. Be patient. You know, Robin's saying it, but he's saying Spirit in general is saying this. When it's the right time, it's what he's saying is when enough people, enough percentage of the population have evolved to like 5D vibration, then there's a shift into this new earth. And he's saying Australia is quite pertinent in that change. Okay. Okay, let's take one more, Robin. He's saying to me, I have happy hands and happy feet. Yeah, I do. I put love into my work. And I dance, yeah, I do dance. I love dancing. So yeah, you're right, Robin. I think you've seen me dancing because I danced just the other day. Yeah, I was connecting with my younger self actually with the songs that I was playing. It's giving me shivers because, you know, Spirit sees what we do. I hope that's a sign for a lot of you. You may not realise it, but we are protected, we are watched over. It's quite amazing, isn't it? Okay, wow, that one slipped out. We got the wolf. Symbol of wisdom. So Robin's saying that he's learnt a lot, he's spiritually evolved. He's taken a lot from this world and feels he's turned that into this intuition and wisdom. And he's saying that's the message as well for the collective, to learn from what you've been through like he did. He's saying learn from what he went through as well. He's saying better yourself, better yourself, he keeps saying. Read. So if you have an addiction, that keeps coming through. So it seems, although he said he didn't want to linger too much in the past, he's saying addiction is something that he has wanted to address today. Yes, I have had an addiction, if he's asking me. Well, he knows, actually. Okay, and he's saying, what did I do? What did I do? He wants me to share that. Yeah, and this is what he was about to say. It's very interesting. He can read my energy here. Wow. This is blowing me away in itself, the way this works. But yeah, I researched. I went online and I just tried to look at sort of what can you do to help yourself. And also, what's the cause of the addiction? Get right down to the root, shadow self. Because there's always a reason, and it's generally a void within. Lack of direction, lack of purpose, lack of happiness, whatever it is. I'm not going to go into detail for me, but this is to help the collective, hopefully. So yeah, Robin's agreeing. He's saying, yes, self-help. Confront. That's what many don't do. They just continue the cycle, repetitive pattern of papering over the cracks. Well, I couldn't say it then. And he's saying about how, he said, thank you for sharing that. He said, because that's the whole point in us being here. Being generous, back to the lion, being strong, able to say what we've been through, like I just have, and use that to help others transform. Wow, I've got shivers here, the way that these messages are coming through. So turn what you've been through into a positive, first of all, transform, yeah. And it's a beautiful process. When you choose spirit, you choose your spiritual life. And then use that to help others do the same. Yeah. Beautiful. And that's what I'm going to keep trying to do. I love that we got armadillo at the bottom of the deck, because it's quite a funny sort of creature, isn't it? Looks almost like a cartoon. Wow, and it says set healthy boundaries, yeah. It's kind of linking. He's saying that's linking, yeah. That's why he wanted me to look at the bottom of the deck. Have boundaries in terms of what you do, what you're willing to do. Okay, so he's saying, be generous, but have boundaries in terms of what you share. And that kind of links with the addictions again, where... Okay, yeah. So he's saying about like having... And I agree with this as well. Starting to set yourself boundaries, like what you will do, what you won't do, what are your triggers. Where you will go, where you won't go. So for example, if you have given up smoking, is it a good idea to go to a smoky bar, for example? Have a think about that. And what would you do if you feel triggered by smoke? Could even be somewhere else, couldn't it? Could you have an exit plan? Sorry everyone, it's just, I love Robin the Spirit because he always makes it fun. I just saw this image of a cartoon man, it was, in a suit, and he was running off. I can't really show you it, obviously, here, but it's linking to what I said about cartoon, yeah. It was like a comedic run, let's say. Okay, because nature's come up a lot in this reading, and I just noticed this deck, well, Robin drew my attention to it, with the butterflies, that links to this card. So he wants one of these cards as well, that's fine. He's saying, go for it, go for it. And earlier this morning he was going, go for it, girl. He was really adamant that I do this reading, so I'm doing it, Robin, as you requested. He's saying he would have hounded me if I hadn't done it. Oh, I love it. This is just, uplifting me so much, so I really hope it's lifting a lot of you as well. That's been his aim today. Okay, let's come out. Wow. You can't make this up. We've got the butterfly. I've got shivers so much. So, yeah, he's saying have hope. You can turn things around. He seems to really be speaking here to people who are facing inner demons. The message here, he's saying ground yourself in particular, but face those demons. He's saying face those demons and let them wash away. He's saying wash away, cleanse yourself. He's saying it may overwhelm you, but you can do it. You can change. We can change. He's saying the world will change as a result, because it's all about our vibration. We are all responsible for the energy of the world, energetically, that is. So, if you want that change, be the change, he's saying. Be the change. Take your time, though. And he just said pause there, and this card says it. Yeah, he's saying take a step back. Reflect. Go into that dark place if you have to. Don't avoid it. Wow. Okay, really beautiful, uplifting messages have come through here today. Thank you so much, Robin. I'm honoured, we're honoured. But it's saying you can't go yet. You didn't take a charm. Yeah, I've got charms in here. He really, wow, and there's butterflies. Yeah, he's pointing them out. He's saying changes need to happen. Changes will happen. Okay, so I'm going to close my eyes. Can't see what's coming out. Okay, it's interesting we've got animals. Yeah, showing Robin's love of animals again. So we've got an elephant. He's saying be strong, like the lion there. Then you will have luck come into your life. Have fun. This is like a baby elephant. He's saying, be like a young child. Again, that's what he was telling me before this reading. He was saying, have fun. Yeah, and we've got a little child there. And we've got a fish. He's saying, swim, swim, swim. Swim until you win. Swim until you win, he's saying. Yeah, he loves rhyme. And I do too, actually. So we've connected in that way already. Before the reading, he's doing a lot of rhymes. He loved the spoken word, didn't he? Well, he still does. He's saying, I still do. Yeah, sorry, Robin. Because obviously we live on. The soul is still here. His soul is here with us. Okay, my battery just died there, which was a sign, actually, for us to end this reading, this channeling. The fish, though, there's a few more things Robin just wants to say. He's just asking me, that's fine. He's saying about, people that, again, drink like a fish, he's saying. So if you drink like a fish, or, like where it's non-stop, yeah, see my throat's blocking here again. He's saying that you're suppressing things you need to let out. and you're not healing, because that's what, the throat chakra is all about expression. So he's saying, express yourself in a healthy way. He's saying, fish, fish, make a wish, make a wish. That's beautiful. I just love the way that this channeling has gone, and the humour that's come out, as well as like the topics we've addressed today, which I think are very important. And I may do another channeling actually with you, Robin, because this has just been wonderful with the humour you bring. So he's saying yes. Okay, and I just want to say actually to the viewers now, if you've enjoyed this reading, please do comment, let us know, but also let me know if you would like me to do another one with Robin, and if you have any questions you want me to ask him, because this is all for you, obviously, as well. So, that's fine. So thank you so much for being here. I really hope you've enjoyed this reading. Sending peace, love and light to you all.